All right, let's
Yeah,
talk about another
there was
blowout.
quick
Uh,
thing. There was a lot of bad football this weekend. There was a lot of blowouts. There was a lot of non-competitive games. There's a lot of garbage. Both of our teams played in one of those games.
hmm Yeah, there was also some good games though. Um, but the Washington football team came into Dallas, which they were fans were chanting in DC, "We want
Yeah.
Dallas" or something. I don't. Whatever. This was their Super Bowl apparently, and they brought their so 2 weeks ago when Dallas played at Washington, Dallas had benches delivered, heated benches because it was like 40 degrees outside, and they wanted to have heated benches for their players. Um, and just as a precaution, just in case it got cold or something, I don't know. Anyways, the benches got delivered with Dallas Cowboy graphics
Mm-hmm.
all over them. So when Washington came to Dallas, they had um, air conditioned benches delivered because it was 80 degrees in Dallas. The roof was closed. Like uh,
Yeah.
it was a dome at this point. So the Cowboys have their aluminum benches on the sideline, and Washington had their air conditioned benches with their logos all on it. So start of the game, Cowboys. The offense looked a lot better even to start with. They looked like they had a little bit of rhythm, but uh, the first drive ended with a punt. They punted to Washington, and their opening play call was a fade route to Terry McLaurin, who was being covered by Trayvon Diggs. Now, I understand Scary Terry or whatever.
or whatever.
I mean, if you're not doing a double move and trying to get him to bite and then go over the top, you're not running just a straight fade route on Diggs,
It's a bad play call.
right? Like at no point am I going to come on here. I'm not going to say that Diggs is the absolute best cover corner in the league. He's way
Yeah.
too aggressive for that. Uh, but he is
Mm-hmm.
a ball hawk and he
He does.
reacts very well. He ended
He.
up running the route for
Yeah.
McLaurin. Uh, he got he got maybe the easiest interception
It
season, which
was.
by the
There
way,
was a
still
lot
a
of
good
cornerbacks
play
that don't make
on
that
his
play.
part. And then they turned around, they ran the ball down the field. They went down the field. Dak looked to be in much better rhythm. He seemed to be throwing the ball better. The offense was on schedule. They were making plays. And I understand that the Washington defense, they even had some people out with COVID. I get that. I do. But it doesn't matter because what we were seeing was the Cowboys offense get back to doing what they were doing. Even if it was against a team that was a little depleted, it was good to see them get on schedule because Dak, without being hurried in the pocket, was not on schedule. He was
Yeah.
missing people who were open. He was making bad decisions. He didn't make bad decisions. There was one overthrow that I can remember that probably could have been picked off. Um, but for the most part, the offense played on schedule. They played much better. The offensive line, they ran the ball well. There wasn't a ton of rushing yards, but they did run well. Zeke ran hard. They're trying to limit Pollard to make sure he's fresh for the playoffs. He didn't play a lot, which was good because the opposing person in my fantasy league had Pollard on their
Worked out
team.
nicely.
Um, but yeah, uh, the highlight still the defense, and I understand it's the Washington football team. People are going to say that, but it's still a professional football team, and they absolutely
Yeah.
embarrassed them. The Demarcus Lawrence
Yeah.
play
Yeah. That
is
was a
ridiculous,
very, very athletic and impressive thing to do.
and coming into the playoffs with Demarcus Lawrence healthy, Randy Gregory healthy, Micah Parsons doing what he does,
So,
that's dangerous, especially with a
as
ball
a
hawking
Cowboy
secondary like they
hater,
have.
I think it's safe to say that the Cowboys have the best defense in the NFL at the moment. Yeah.
I think so too. Like honestly, like thinking about it, like, and I was trying to think, like, best defense. I was just gonna say in the NFC for the playoffs. The only team that I think even comes close is probably the
I would
Rams,
agree. The
but they
Rams on
haven't played
paper
very
are
well.
better, but the Rams haven't played like they should yet.
And I mean, honestly, Parsons, Lawrence, and
So you
Gregory
talked
is an
about
actual problem.
what if you can rush four guys and you can put pressure on the quarterback, that bodes
Mm-hmm.
very, very well for you in the playoffs. That's what Dallas does. Like I watched the game and I was very
Yeah,
impressed. I was like, their front four is really, really good, and he was absolutely
Heineke
running
was
for
on
his
roller
life.
skates, dude.
He was. I was concerned for Heineke.
It reminded me of the Fiesta
Yeah,
Bowl. It reminded me of the Fiesta Bowl
yeah,
with Sam
yeah,
Bradford. WVU's just hammering him. Like it felt like that. And then the
yeah.
Randy
Rolling up
Gregory
next to
laying
him.
on the ground beside him thing.
Yeah,
That was hilarious. People were like, "How was that not taunting?"
I
I was
don't
like,
know, but it was funny.
because he would have had to." Yeah, it was. I'm glad they didn't throw a flag because it was great. That crew did
Yeah,
not throw flags for anything. Um, there was the illegal man
I must
downfield.
have missed that one.
Did you see that?
I don't remember it.
It was a. I think Dak threw it to Schultz or something, and like immediately the linebacker that was beside him like points to the center. So it was like 3rd and 6, and the center was beyond the
Dear
yard to
God!
gain when the ball was thrown. He was 7 yards downfield.
Wow,
Oh, I don't know how that gets missed, but it
the
did.
refs are bad every week.
Whatever. It probably didn't really. Yeah, they are. But this
Yeah,
crew was bad
that's a
because they
different
didn't
kind of
throw
bad than we're
flags,
used to.
which that's my kind. Yeah, I'll take that almost sometimes. Probably not. Feel the other way if it was a different result. But it was 56-10,
I mean, it was something like that. It's really
3,
huge.
whatever it was. Just, I mean, it was 42 to
Yeah, they put
3
up
at
42
halftime.
nothing at half, I think.
42 nothing.
It is. 42
That's
points and a half of football is
unbelievable.
unreal. That's insane.
And then they blocked the punt, recovered it for a touchdown. Um, I mean they are dangerous. If the offense is clicking and that defense plays the way they're playing, they are going to be hard
Yeah, I don't
to
even
get out
think
of the
the offense
playoffs.
has to be great at this point. Their defense is good enough to where if their defense plays like they've been playing last few weeks, their offense just has to be a little above average. Their offense doesn't have to play to its full potential.
Yeah, and I go back to like even the Chiefs game where they played and they lost the game, but the defense still played amazing,
Yeah,
right? I mean, the defense didn't play as great against the Broncos, the Raiders, but that I think those two are sort of castaway games. Like for whatever reason, the matchups just it didn't work. Um, but I feel really good going into the playoffs. I'm excited this week to watch them against the Cardinals because whether or not the Cardinals are fading or not, which we all think they are,
yeah, they're not a
they've
bad
still
team.
won 10 games. Hey, dude, the NFC could have
I
four
know.
teams with
That's pretty
13 plus
wild.
wins in the
It's pretty
playoffs.
wild. It is.
That's unbelievable. And they all have to play,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Like they
They're all
can't rest
jockeying for
people because
position.
they're all in line for one the number. Yeah, it's so crazy. Um, which by the way, I think that position is the most important. I think Kansas City has pretty much locked
Yeah.
up the 1 seed in the AFC,
Yeah.
barring a
And they're
total collapse.
it is. I'm
But that
looking
game's
forward
going
to
to be good
see
this weekend.
that game between them and the Bengals.
Well,